Welcome back to this Let's Play of Dark Souls. I will not lie. I thought maybe I'd finally come up against something which I would not be able to overcome. I don't think I felt this bad about a boss fight since the last time I tried the Four Kings on a New Game Plus run. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm no professional Dark Souls game player of any sort. I'm just a guy. And yeah, I definitely felt my status as just a guy during this last fight. That was tough. In the end, I had to settle for killing Smo second. I do not know how I ever would have managed to kill Ornstein in his super form. It was very difficult getting used to the first part of the fight, and if I'd it's not like it couldn't have been done, but in order to practice my moves against Super Ornstein requires me to consistently win the first part of the fight and be in a good enough condition to actually be able to practice against the second guy in order to get my moves down, and I just did not see it happening. Super Smo, at least, is just a slightly tougher version of regular Smo. So all the practice I put into the first part of the fight didn't have to go to waste. It's a shame, but yeah, at least it could be done this way. Anyway. As you probably noticed, I came up the elevator and I've got the Trek's armor, which you can only get if you kill him by invading his world in Anor Londo. Which is one of the reasons why I went to the trouble of actually doing it and not just killing him in Firelink Shrine like a lot of other people do. Because I like to do the things that I can do. We are online at the moment, so perhaps in the next room we'll be able to go take a look at some of the fun messages people have inevitably left us. But we got the bonfire here. Anor Londo's last bonfire. I gotta say, that was pretty tough. But we're finally at the one of my more favourite parts of the game, where we finally get the ability to walk around as we please.
Thou hast journeyed far and overcome.
Here's the golden bull herself.
Come hither, child.
And there must be. Is this the only message?
O chosen undead,
Yeah.
I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his wounded obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord vessel to thee.
Hooray!
And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
Oh, God. There's always at least one killer message in here somewhere. Anyway, the better view of Earth from here. If you consider that a better view. Somebody had far too much fun with this bit. Also, I know she's an illusion, but I don't know. I never feel the need to kill her in any of my playthroughs, to be honest. If you don't have the Dark Moon Seance Ring, then you'd have to kill her in order to get access to Gwendolyn. But if you have got the Seance Ring, there's no purpose to doing it, so... This bonfire never needs to be kindled, I guess. You could kindle it, but there's no point. My equipment and my level have shot up dramatically over the course of that last boss fight. Because I honestly had no idea what I would have to... Eventually, I don't think it was my level or my equipment that made the difference, although, obviously, they helped in their own way. But I think, in the end, it was just a matter of doing the fight right. There's yeah, it's the same as any other boss fight, it's just a bit more chaotic during the first part. And I've seen all kinds of like people do the fight, like soul level 1 runs and such. But it's a different sort of challenge to try and defeat a boss when you can't do any damage to the boss, because it drags the fight out a lot more. Whereas in a lot of soul level 1 runs, I find that the way they manage it is they're very skillful at not getting hit, but they also like blitz their bosses. They maximize their damage to the fullest potential they can, and they get it over with in a hurry, so that the fight doesn't drag out. Dragging out this last fight was terrible. Anyway, I wasted enough of our time talking about that. Now that actually, I should have mentioned that you can actually join a covenant here. If you talk to Gwendolyn again, you can join the Princess Guard Covenant, which is one of the co-op covenants. And if you join that covenant, you can use 2 unique miracles. And you get the benefit that you would have gotten with the Way of the White and the Warriors of Sunlight. It helps keep invaders away and helps get more co-op partners into your own world. So that's something you can do here if you want. You get a ring as well. I've forgotten precisely what the ring does, except that it probably has something to do with miracles. Makes them better, or I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's not put up with my ignorance. Let's actually take a look. Don't know what that means, but
O chosen undead, thou, since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee, once living, now undead, and a fitting heir to Father Gwyn thou art, and beseech thee. A grave and arduous, indeed, we had felt the warmth of fire, its root without fire.
let's see. Ring of the Sun Princess.
Hereafter if thou so needest, I shalt, may thou be. Now thou shalt go, may thou be.
Let's take a look at. I'm a bit miffed that is now stuck to my finger, but I can't take it off now. Unless I get another one, but I'd probably need the Xanatos helm in order to get another one in this playthrough. Bruce Miracle. No, that's Bruce Miracle Synergy. Oh, wow, that's pretty. That's disgustingly useless in a way. God, how like it's enough that it's like you need a boost to your miracles. How about a boost to your miracle synergy? I barely ever see the damn synergy signs except in like early parts of the game. They just don't come up that often. What? Oh, sorry. I really should be paying more attention to what I'm doing. We're actually going to teleport now. Since we have the Lord Vessel, we may as well go back to the firelink shrine directly, and since I have the Firekeeper's Soul that I acquired from the Trek, we can undo the damage he did to Firelink Shrine. It's very important not to use the Firekeeper's Soul you get off the Trek, because it's actually a unique Firekeeper Soul compared to the others. You need it in order to undo the damage done to Firelink Shrine. If you lose it in any way, you can't resurrect the Bonfire Keeper with a different Firekeeper Soul. You need this one. I don't know if the description for the Firekeeper Soul alludes to it or not, or if it just pretends to be a regular one. It could be either way, that. We definitely got some business to be doing there. Oh.
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking, the gates, the old fortress. Was that?
Sure it was.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
Really, this guy is just one of the friendliest
There
people
you
in this
are.
entire game.
I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
It's a shame he's as subject to going hollow as everyone else. He really doesn't deserve it. I'm just going to check this. No, I don't think it was unique Firekeeper Soul or anything like that. It should be in here somewhere. Firekeeper Soul. Okay, so each Firekeeper Soul actually has its own text. So you need the one from the Ash Maiden in order to return her to being alive. Because she's lost her body once, she comes back with her tongue.
Thank you. I am Anastasia, of Astora. Now I can continue my duties. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend.
Yeah, don't let it bother you. I don't have any more.
Forgive, I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you leave, I wish not.
The great mystery is, I took your clothes. How did you get them back? Oh well. Not sure if I did her a kindness or not. In the end. She's going to be stuck there. Now we could take the Lord Vessel and give it to Frampt. And indeed, that is probably what I would be doing. Yeah. I won't bother with Keith this playthrough. If you go down to Anor Londo and complete that entire area, defeat the 4 kings, with the Lord Vessel in your inventory. Well, I should say, with the Lord Vessel in your inventory, you don't have to kill the person with the key in order to undo that the flooding in that area. So, if you're at this point in the game, you haven't yet talked to Frampt, you have the Lord Vessel, you can immediately go down to Anor Londo and complete the area and talk to Keith instead. And he'll become the primordial serpent you talk to during this playthrough. But unless you want to become a dark wraith and join their covenant, then there's little purpose in doing so, apart from just intriguing lore dialogue.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you.
Calm down.
Forgive me. I really should calm down.
It would be
Now,
nice.
let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that...
If you go through this cutscene, basically Keith will never appear, no matter what happens. Since you're basically showing your allegiance to Frampt's cause here. It doesn't change which ending you can get, of course. I think I probably mentioned that earlier. Disgusting. Seriously, what are you?
This is the firelink chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord vessel on the altar.
Seriously, somebody designed this thing. And then they had a group of other people look at it and go, you know what, we're going to go with that. That a person can design a strange thing is not that unusual. But that they got a group of people to go along with it, that's what's really quite the strange thing. Show me the power! I wanted to say the power of Grayskull, but I think I'll leave it alone for now. That'll break the golden fog doors, of which I believe there are 3. Although I'm not certain which areas I would like to tackle first. Then there's the DLC area, which is going to be interesting in its own way.
Very well. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lord Vessel. Are you ready? Then we...
So, the long and short of it is, now we have to go find 4 powerful beings and take their shit. Stick it in the cup, it'll burn pretty brightly, and the door will open. Hurrah. Now, the problem I might have with the DLC area is I've only really been through it properly once. Which is a lot less than the, like, I've been through the main game of Dark Souls several times. But, like, you know, I know where everything is. I pretty much know all the enemies back to front, in one way or another. I've picked an unusual way to play, which is what's giving me more trouble than anything else. But I'm never terribly surprised by what happens in the playthrough. If that makes sense. The DLC area, though, I've only, like I said, I've only been through it once, so there's actually quite a bit I could still learn about the DLC area, probably. So that's going to be an interesting challenge for me, I think. Well, I'm not certain where to go next. Once you reach this part of the game, though, I start not caring so much about the little details. It's just about getting through however we can. There's also the painted world still. Although I feel that would also be quite a stretch to get through. I think let's get up to level 50, just to even it all out. I wonder if I can fix these boots now. I don't think I could wear iron leggings or anything, but maybe I could. I mean, after all, it's just a regular roll. Actually, I should take off Havel's ring. Let's see what I can get away with when I'm not complete boss. Yeah? Oh, okay. I made quite a effort to make sure I could wear really strong armor and be very, very fast during that last fight. But it looks like I've actually got quite a bit of leeway now, as far as just keeping a regular roll. Let's see. I got lightning in one hand, flame in the other, and a divine cestus, along with a talisman. But the real question is going to be where to go next. I haven't given it much thought. But I am thinking that Anor Londo is calling me. Now that I've got the fire back here at firelink. Yes, I think even if I don't challenge the Four Kings right away, I think there's some merit to challenging the basement, as it were. It's gonna be creepy, it's gonna be hard, but I think now is the time. Many good things await. Yeah, sure. Need curses. Well, that is a helpful comment, but seriously, it needs context. Because the basement is full of ghosts, and you need to be cursed in some way in order to fight ghosts. So your choices are to actually be cursed, use a cursed weapon, or use a transient curse. We're going to go with the latter. Quite the punch. I really wonder about these guys sometimes. Exactly what are they doing down here? Are they supposed to be like former residents of Anor Londo, or are they just crazy people who somehow found their way down here? I don't know. Frame rate! Don't fail me now. Actually, more than the poise ring. Let's put on the servant ring so that I get better drops. Because I don't want to run out of transient curses. Do you think you're clever, Ghost? Because I don't think so. Now, there's a firekeeper soul out here somewhere. You have to be a little careful here. Particularly before the water goes down, because there's lots of places to fall, basically. Dislike how the camera works in this bit. I really have no interest in fighting you out there, though. You can't hurt me very much at all. Maybe I'll just blitzcrank you then. Whoops. If there is a real problem around doing this, it's that it's very easy to not realize your transient curse is one-off. This is a stepping either way would kill you quite easily. Although it's a lot easier to do this bit when the water is drained, because then you can see quite clearly where the edges are and where the ghosts are hiding. I'm just a little interested, so I'm going to go read the description for that Firekeeper soul. Soul of a long-lost Firekeeper. Yeah, generic. I see how it is. So it is a unique Firekeeper Firekeeper soul item that you get off Litrek. I never really bothered to check it, even though I knew it was the case. I wish there was a little timer that told you how much transient curse you have left, though. Still. The ghosts are not that tough, in and of themselves. It's just the, where they are, basically. I don't know if they're weak to any specific weapon, but any decently strong weapon will do it. You don't have to stress too much about it. Nope. Damn it. Stop that. The fact that they can ignore clipping is a problem. Oh yes, that is a shortcut. You have to unlock it from a different side. If your transient curse runs out in the middle of a fight though, this can get dicey. Since I believe they suddenly become quite a bit harder to handle. Not just because you can't hit them, but because your defenses will be decreased while you're not cursed. Their attacks basically will ignore defenses while you are not cursed, I think. It's possible I'm wrong about that, but it may just seem that way when you're not cursed. I know it ignores your shield. Like, I don't think you can block them if you're not cursed. It's one of those things they take away from you. Parrying dagger. Neat item. You can put it in your offhand and actually parry with it. The game isn't terribly accommodating to the idea of dual wielding weapons. But that is one of those be quiet. I'm not sure certain if their scream actually does anything or not. Because by the looks of that, it didn't achieve much. You can see what I mean about how much transient curses you can pick up in here, though. Oh, it ran out. But since I saw it run out, it was okay. It's got quite a long duration, at least. Shifty ghost. Ah. Rude. Stop that. I think you can do a couple of little acrobatic tricks around here to do various things. And kicking a ladder will help. It's a shortcut of sorts. Seem to have forgotten exactly how one utilizes it. I'll probably figure it out in a second though. I think you can just, there's a gap, you can jump here if you're feeling incredibly frisky. When the water is down, there's other interesting little ways to jump down that I used to be familiar with. And for good reason. Running down here and killing these guys will stop them from trying to attack you from below when you're going across the bridge. It all works out. Tricky business as always. I don't know if that goes anywhere. It probably does not go anywhere sensible anyway. But no, the Four Kings is a little bit inaccessible. So it's one of those boss fights where you end up taking the very shortest route you can. And that often involves, if you go from Firelink Shrine, jumping off tall places down to the bottom. More or less not the way that you would normally go. But I'm sure we'll see that later. I can't fight the Four Kings anyway, actually, when I think about it. Because you have to fight Sif before you fight the Four Kings, or it will not work. Oh, here they come. I knew there were some ghosts to be fought. I just wasn't sure which direction they were going to come from. It looks like they're going to come from all kinds of directions. It'd be nice if they would come up the stairs though. How awful. This is so annoying. Oh well, I think I might need to take a little bit of a breather here first. Because I think this video will be running over long if I do not. So I'll make a little cut, and maybe wait for my transient curse to wear off and then come back.